Well, a warm Thursday here in central and eastern Kentucky with some moisture increasing. That has set the stage for a few widely scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, and the rain and storms are going to continue to end the week with your weather headlines drying out and a touch cooler for the upcoming weekend. More summer-like air on the way for the final week of April. Viper radar showing actually the concentration of the activity here in the bluegrass and then running back toward Louisville. This cell, actually a couple of them now, we're keeping an eye on, running right up US 68 there, right around Keene Trace golf course, close to Southland Christian Church. This thing's going to creep up Harrodsburg Road and basically be between Fayette Mall and eventually up toward Bluegrass Airport. Again, it's not severe, just some heavy rain and some lightning with it. Obviously, ponding of water on the roadway is a concern. And this one between Clays Ferry and Boonesboro, right along the Kentucky River, down along the Palisades, the Fayette and Madison County line. Note the pink in it, maybe some small hail with that one. That's what we're going to see. These things kind of pulsing up, a little more coverage down here into southeastern Kentucky. But looking at the bigger picture, these things have been few and far between. The biggest issue is the slow movement and the potential of some localized heavier rain. I think a lot of this will begin to diminish once the sun starts to set, if not long after sunset here within the next few hours. Sunny there in Mount Sterling where it's 79. Obviously areas that have not seen anything in the way of rainfall. It's been hanging around 80. Jackson County near McKee, you've had at least a few showers in the areas here, only at 71. So you see the difference here. Williamstown 64, 67 with rain in Frankfort. Meanwhile, 76 in Jackson, and those dew points, they're in the low 60s along and west of I-75, and that means it feels a little bit on the muggy side up along I-70. Boy, warm fronts arc through there, and you see what's happened with temperatures about mid-80s from Columbus, Indy, and then back over toward Pittsburgh. We're going to be on the south side of that warm front in the warm and moist air as we go into the day on Friday. So again, the coverage really lessens, and other than an isolated storm dry overnight, we start in the low 60s, and we'll light it up again tomorrow afternoon. We'll probably hang on to the chances through the overnight and into early Saturday as the main surface cold front moves through. The timing of that critical because we're trying to get the rain out of here on Saturday. I think it'll linger into at least Saturday morning. And then once it's done, we got some cloudiness to contend with. That's going to hold our temperatures down as high pressure kicks in a northeast wind. But the second half of the weekend looks good, and then that high heads off the eastern seaboard, and that puts us back in the summer-like pattern as that return flow picks up. But it also sets the upper Midwest up on Monday for the potential of some legitimate severe weather over Iowa. And then notice how it shifts off to the southeast on Tuesday. It gets close, but the timing may actually work to our advantage. The storm energy here firmly over Iowa, and then it weakens during the overnight, or lessens at least, and then it picks up later on Tuesday. But a lot of times when these lines of storms move through during the early morning hours, we lose the instability, not as much storm energy, and that keeps the severe threat away. But something we really need to keep an eye on heading into next week. Scattered storms this evening, then mild isolated storms overnight. 62 the low. Occasional rain and storms tomorrow. 74. So keep the rain gear handy. Extended forecast. The weekend not bad, but albeit a bit cooler. But then we flip the script quickly back into the low 80s. And yes, closing out April and kicking off May a week from today already. Afternoon highs in the mid 70s with a few storms around the area.